Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the New Zealand mockumentary horror comedy What We Do in the Shadows, co-written, co-directed, and co-starring Jermaine Clement and Taiki Waititi. And if I butcher that name, I apologize because I have nothing but respect for these two guys after having watched What We Do in the Shadows, because I think it is just, I would put it right up there alongside Spinal Tap. As a matter of fact, What We Do in the Shadows is kind of like Spinal Tap with vampires. And allow me to elaborate. What We Do in the Shadows is a mockumentary about a quartet of vampires living in a New Zealand flat. And it chronicles their their night in, night out lives. And it does, I think, a great job of sort of portraying what it would be like if you kind of were a vampire, sort of the doldrums of being a vampire. Not just, the nightly, got to go out and, find a victim, having trouble getting into this nightclub or that nightclub because you have to be invited in, which a lot of nightclubs you can't get invited in. So you have that problem. At home, you also have the issue of people not doing their chores. There's a hilarious sequence around the kitchen table where they've called a flatmate meeting, and one of the vampires is complaining at another one because he's not done the dishes in 5 years. And it ends with them like floating above the table and hissing at each other. I love the fact that the 4 vampires were kind of like, they had their own specific sort of era in which they were turned into a vampire. They have their own specific quirks. They have their own specific, really, identities. And I thought that was really, really cool. Like, you have the Nosferatu, the 8,000-year-old vampire. Then you have sort of the 18th century vampire. Then you have, more of the more modern vampire. You have kind of the Vlad the Impaler kind of vampire thrown in there as well. So you've got this really quirky group of vampires sharing a flat, and the movie just follows them through their nightly existence, and it is remarkably entertaining, hilarious. There were just I lost count how many times I laughed out loud watching this movie. And it's also one of the most strangely sweet films I've seen in a long time. You love these characters, even though they're going out and they're killing people, they're bringing people back to their flat, they're killing them. There's blood everywhere. It's a very bloody movie, but at the same time, you just love these characters. How could you not love these characters? And each character has their own sort of depth. You've got one vampire who he was going to travel to New Zealand to profess his love for this girl, but his slave at the time, or his familiar at the time, put the wrong postage on his coffin, and he got shipped around the world. And by the time he got to New Zealand, she was already married and moved on. That's a great story. There's just a lot going on in this movie, and it's not even a 90-minute movie. The pacing is absolutely flawless. It's kind of a one-tone sort of, or a one-note joke. It's like, they're vampires. They're trying to live their lives almost as normal as they possibly can as vampires, but they keep sort of tripping over the fact that they're vampires. But it never gets stale. It never gets boring. And that is all thanks to a phenomenal screenplay, great characters, great dialogue, and just a really, really fun, entertaining, and hilarious horror comedy mockumentary film that I absolutely highly recommend you guys run out and watch as soon as possible. I'm trying to think of even a nitpicky thing that I could bring up to complain with about the movie, but I really can't. It's hard to not fall in love with this movie while watching it. Like I said, it's one of this most strangely sweet films I've ever seen. despite the fact that, you know, we're watching vampires kill people and there's blood everywhere. It's just you can't not love the characters in this movie, and therefore you can't not love this movie. So all praise in the world goes out to Jermaine Clement and Taiki Waititi, the co-writers, co-directors, as well as co-stars of this film. I can't recommend it any higher. Go out, find it, watch it, and enjoy yourself. Great movie. Really, really entertaining, fun, hilarious film. If you've seen What We Do in the Shadows, please let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. If you've not, go watch it, come back, and tell me what you thought of it in the comment section below. As always, thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace.